Hey guys, so for this week's video discussion, we discussed anemia and leukocyte function and aging. We were asked to watch a video and animation about sickle cell anemia, read the article about aging and leukocyte function, create a video that discusses what the connection between sickle cell disease and malaria and how does aging affect leukocyte production. I did all of that. I watched the video, animation, read the article. I found it kind of fascinating. I've heard of sickle cell, I've heard of malaria, obviously. Didn't know like a whole lot of information about either or. I know about anemia per se, but just not really the difference, or that they had anything to do with one another at all, which I thought was kind of crazy. Because from my understanding, like people who have like sickle cell anemia, it can prevent like a severe case of malaria, if I understood that correctly. Anyway, so basically sickle cell is when a person inherits 2 copies of a mutated hemoglobin gene, and so this causes the red blood cells to become stiff and sickle shaped. And so when they become sickle shaped, obviously this is going to make it the abnormal cells harder to move through the blood vessels well, and that can cause things like pain, anemia, and other complications, obviously. And so many people only carry like 1 copy of the gene called sickle cell trait. They have like that protection, like I just talked about, against the malaria. The malaria parasite has a harder time surviving inside the slightly altered red blood cells. So basically they're less likely to develop severe malaria, as I said, for that reason. And so because malaria has been common in, certain parts of the world, this trait stayed common in those populations through natural selection. And so, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what I gathered on the sickle cell anemia part. How does aging affect leukocyte production? So, leukocytes are white blood cells. They're responsible for fighting infections. They're responsible for like supporting the immune system. So as people age, obviously the immune system gradually becomes less effective, weaker, doesn't fight off infections as well. Obviously, they produce fewer immune cells, and the ones that are produced may not function as well. So this process is sometimes called immune aging, and it can make older adults more vulnerable, like I said, to infections, slower recovery from illnesses, weaker responses to vaccines, and things of those such. And so I feel like both of these topics connected to immunity and disease very well, and they show how like genetic traits like sickle cell can influence survival against infections like malaria, while aging can change how effectively the immune system produces and uses like leukocytes. All of it was a lot. It was honestly like it was a lot, the lectures and stuff, but I found it all very interesting information. I really do love this class. Anything that I learn from week to week, I feel like I've just loved so far. And so, yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all I got.